Alright, in this video I'll show you how I have created event ticket booking system in WordPress. So this is a WordPress plugin. So whatever data is available as the grid, we can add it. So consider we have a event, and that event we are going to add it in the event. So let me just show you how to add an event so that it looks in this grid. So let's pick a name of the event, and the price of the event is going to be 2500, and the event type is, and let me choose the image for the event. This is how we create a event, and that event you can see it in the archive page, which is dedicatedly created for this to showing up. Now if suppose a visitor wants to book a event ticket, so let's say a tech workshop for AI and robotics, so he would be booking a time and click on book ticket, and now he would be entering his email, he would be entering his phone number and click on confirm, and it says ticket booking, ticket booked successfully. Now what happens, the admin gets a request or the notification saying that a ticket has been booked for the event tech workshop by Vishal. He has given his phone number and the show time is 2 p.m. Now the visitor also has the feature of filtering. Either the ticket price is at as low as 1500, the ticket price is as 1000 rupees, the ticket price as 1500, so you can make a filter of this price range. Along with that, we have the event category. So if I click on workshop, if I click on comedy, if I click on festival, if I click on concert, based on that filter gets added. So this is the introduction of how this plugin works. Now let's focus on what are the features that we are going to learn today. So here we'll be creating a custom post type and meta box. So here event is a custom post type, and again booking is also a custom post type, and we have linked the event with the booking custom post type. So we'll see how to create this, and then we have boxes. So each event will have meta box called prices and category. We are adding this to this meta box to the event. Cool. And once this is done, we'll move forward of how the data getting presented on the backend. By default, when someone enters new event, only the title and the date which it got published shows up. Now we want a feature rich table, so in that case we'll be displaying images of the event, we'll be displaying price of the event, and we'll display the category of the event on the same WP list page. I'll show you how to create this. Also the booking, only the information about title and the date will show up, but we want the table to be rich in information. Let's say who booked the ticket, for which event booked the ticket, and what is the cost of the ticket, uh, at what time the ticket or what time the show time is. We have made sure all these are displayed here in the single table. I'll show you how to customize this default WordPress table into a feature rich table, and then we'll see how to create an archive page and Ajax handling. So whenever you add a post, that post get displayed in this archive page. We will see how to create this archive page with the filter, and then we'll see how to make the Ajax work. So what it does is, when someone books an event, let's say if I click on confirm, you'll see the page will not get refreshed. The page will not get refreshed, but the data gets stored successfully. That's how the Ajax works. We'll see how to add this, and everything else is same. So without wasting time, let's get started. The first thing that we are going to do is we need to deactivate the old plugin which is already there, so that it doesn't get conflict with our current plugin. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file, and that file we have to place it in the plugins folder. I have set up WordPress locally, and I'm going to name it as ticket, and inside ticket we need to create a file, and that file should have the same name as the folder name. Now we need to give some information like plugin name, plugin description, author, so that we are going to pass it with the help of comment. So these comments, so let's say UI among ticketing, and then description, then version number, and then author. So if I make a refresh, you will see UI among ticketing. Now what we need, we want a sidebar, we want a link on the sidebar. For that we need to create a post type. We can create a post type and inside a function, and that function would be called when the init is called, when init hook is called. So we have a event called ticket, and this is the event list. So you can just say this is a label for the CPT, and we say that we need archive because we want to list all the added events in the form of post on the archive. And this is the icon to identify, and we are saying that the slug should be like tickets. So if I make a refresh on the page, make sure your plugin is active or else it won't work. Let's activate the plugin. Once I activate, you will see the event CPT shows up. So if I click on add event, where you will find only the title, which is add post, and the set featured image shows up because we have made the support only to. Now what I need is I want to add a custom field for this particular post. So for that we have a meta box hook, and this meta box will have two input field, one for the price, one for the category, and we have to link the CPT to the meta box so that it shows properly on the CPT that we want it to be added. Now when someone saves the post, what happens is these are additional information of the post, so that gets saved into a table called WP post meta. So in the WP post meta, it would be saved as key and value pair. So whatever you pass here, these are keys, and whatever you enter in the into the URL, sorry, input field, these are values. So key and value get stored into the WP post meta, and to access it, we need a function called get post meta. Get post meta with the post ID, and we are passing the key so that we retrieve the value. So this is required when someone saves the post and comes back again. That data should get retrieved on the input field. So that's the reason why we have added these two values. So I make a refresh, and this is enough to add your post. So this isn't enough. What happens is when I click on publish, what happens is only the post default input field gets saved. Let's say we have made a support of featured image and we have made a support of input field title, so that only gets saved. We want to tell the WordPress that these two input field also also belongs to the post type called ticket. So how are we going to do that? We have a hook called save post, and this save post we have to pass the handle for the CPT, and that's enough. So we are updating the WP post meta table with the help of update post meta. Again we need to pass ID and the key and the value that you will be receiving it with the help of PHP super global variable post. Now this is enough to make your post saved on the WP post, also WP post meta. Now this is the first event that I'm going to add. This is the type of concert, the price is 1500, and if I set the featured image, let's set the featured image of this to the concert, and if I make a publish, you'll find the event gets created. Now this event is getting created in the URL, this one, and let's add one more event so that the table looks populated. Also when we create archive, it looks populated. Now we'll have these categories, fill and the price, and setting the feature image since it's food festival, and we'll choose the food festival image. Click on publish. So once this is done, a permalink will be created, but this permalink is created, you can see tickets. So we have rewritten the URL on the while configuring the custom post type. So but WordPress doesn't know that this CPT has a permalink. Sorry, this CPT has a archive link. So to know to let know WordPress that we have created a archive link, also a permalink on a particular post for the CPT, we have to rewrite the URL. So to rewrite the URL, we'll be just changing the permalink. When we change the permalink, WordPress internally rewrites the URL, and now WordPress will get to know that there is something CPT called tickets, and it has the archive page called tickets. So if I get into tickets, so this is the tickets archive page which this current theme shows up. Now what we want is we want a custom archive page. Before that, let me just show you the list of uh, events that we have added on this CPT. It just displays title, just displays the date. Now we want more information about the event on this particular page. So in that case, what we will do is we'll use a hook. We'll modify a hook, so that will simply add the columns. So we need columns of image, we need columns of price, we need columns of category. But here we need to change it to tickets. So it's just a ticket. And now if you make a refresh, you will find the header, but the relevant post meta field also gets shown along the way. So for that we'll use a hook. So now we have to change the placeholder. Now if I make a refresh, you will see custom post type meta fields also get saved. Now what happens is we want our event page to get beautified. So for that, when WordPress calls for this CPT archive page, I want my custom page to show up. How I'm going to do that? And now you'll see my CPT handle is ticket, and the page that I'm going to add is archive-ticket.php. Now let's create a page in the same folder. Make a refresh. Now it would be blank because it's not, the page is not saved yet. You can see it's not saved. If I refresh it, you'll find it will find it to be blank because we don't have anything on this particular page. Now what I need to do is I have to loop all the post and display it into this archive page so that it looks little beautified. So let me just paste the code, and the first thing that I need is I need to make sure I'm calling the proper CPT, and then you will find the filters. As of now it doesn't work because we haven't added the jQuery yet. So also let's enqueue the jQuery to it so that our filter works. So filter is the part of jQuery JavaScript. We are not getting into that. So as of now, just think this filter works on the data that we have, festival and the price. Cool. And then now the major point of creating this is if I click on show ticket, you will find a pop-up shows up. So that pop-up data has to send in the form of Ajax. So we'll create a Ajax request using jQuery, and make sure when it's Ajax in WordPress, what happens is we need to create a action hook so that whenever we request, someone in the WordPress handles this request and saves our data into the database. Now let's handle this. Now we have to make sure this action attribute, so that this is the hook that is going to handle the request sent by the Ajax. So we need to call a hook called wp underscore ajax underscore whatever is there here. It's actually the action attribute. Now we have to append them into the we need to create a single function that will be called when for the logged in user, also for non-logged in user also. That's why we have made it two links linking to the one function. Now we receive all the values sent from the Ajax and save it into the variable. Now each request I'm going to treat, each booking request I'm going to treat as a single post type, and that post type is going to be ticket underscore booking. Now it would be treated as each booking is treated as a single post type called ticket booking. Once the post type is created, we get an ID, and with the help of ID we will pass the post meta, and these are the values that we receive through the super global variable as an Ajax request. Now we need to create a CPT. That CPT should get linked as a submenu for the main CPT. So if I click on events, I want you to notice on the URL. So let's create a CPT. So when the CPT is created, I want the CPT name to be same as this one, and as I said, I want you to notice the URL, so that we need to use the same URL over here so that WordPress identify this CPT is actually the submenu of a main CPT tickets. So that is what we have created. That's why we have linked it. Now when someone gives a booking request, let's say a name called Vishal, and click on confirm, and that booking has got saved successfully. So that booking that you can, since it's a post, you can see it in the event bookings, and it is not that information rich. You'll just see the title and the date. So to make it information rich, we have already seen how to do it, so let's just do that. So we'll be just changing the placeholder, and that's it. Now you will find the information, complete information of who filled for which event, for which time, and the event name. So let me try another let's just let me try for as a non-logged in user. Let me book a ticket for 2 p.m. show name as flash and number. Click on submit. So this is for the non-logged in user. Now if I get into the bookings, I'll find complete information. The name as flash has booked a ticket on this particular time for the event rock concert. The show time is 2 p.m. and this is his phone number, and this is the image of the event. And I hope the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening.